Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Mission Dallas Half Mile, sponsored by Roof Systems with a partner of Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. I'm Scotty Dubler up here in the booth, and joining me, it is Kristen B. Kristen, there is beautiful downtown Dallas.
I will tell you, though, they can have it. I would much rather be out here in Mesquite today. I got lost more than a few times in downtown Dallas yesterday. I want nothing of it, and here we are in downtown Mesquite. Way far away from downtown right now.
How many horses could you have if you lived here, Pete?
Man, I was passing a few properties, and I was, people drive by places and go on Zillow.
Yep.
I was on Zillow. I was looking at everything I could find, and I go, I wonder how much this would cost. I wonder how many cows you could have here. And by the way, there is a donkey that lives outside of this track, and it has already been spoiled with apples by yours truly.
What is his name?
I did not find out his name. He did not have bikes on the track here. That is so exciting, guys. We were going racing at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. Last time we were here was 2020.
COVID year.
COVID year. Scotty, what do you remember about that year outside of wearing masks?
I was just glad it's over. I mean, golly.
What do you remember about
forever.
the race here? Let me clarify.
Oh, the racing was awesome. I remember Breyer dominated, led 72 consecutive laps here.
Yeah, absolutely. That was such a fun race to watch. Now, for me, this track is built in such a way that the backstretch is 15 feet above the front stretch. So if you're a fan here, your perspective is just so cool because you can see the racing at a higher elevation on the backstretch than you can the front stretch. So fun to watch. And there, right up here, we've got the two Estenson Yamahas, followed by Jared Mees, and then Breyer Bauman on the KTM right behind him.
To carry on a little further, Kristen, you go up in turns 1 and 2, and you go down in turns 3 and 4, and that makes for some great racing.
And by great racing, you mean we are nearly running into the wall at 4. It comes up awful quick, so guys are carrying all that momentum in 3, around 4, and that wall really was the greatest adversary that these riders had to face back in 2020 because the high line was the preferred line that night. It was carrying the most momentum, but you were getting dangerously close to the wall. If you remember, Brandon Robinson broke his foot here last year. I remember Jared Mees hid what we assumed was a sprained foot, and Dallas Daniels and JD Beach top of the boards here. If you ever had any question as to whether or not the Estenson Yamahas would be good on the half miles this year, here's the proof in the pudding.
They are ready.
They are ready. They are geared up, and they are ready.
The last time a Yamaha won a half mile was way back in 1976,
so
Kristen B.
right around when you were born, right?
About house 4, I think. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually, I was complimenting you.
Oh, appreciate it. A long time ago.
I was giving you 4 years.
Thank you. About the same time I was born, exactly. I'm not quite 50 yet.
Yeah. So what I find interesting here, Dallas Daniels and JD Beach, for years and years, they struggled with figuring out the half miles. And finally, the Yamahas are in a position where they could be in the race and in the hunt for a win here tonight. And then Davis Fisher right there moving into 4th.
And I think this should be a good track for Fisher. He struggled the last time we were here. He was like a 10th and a 12th each night. But this is a racetrack where he should go fast. It's a banked car track, and that's where he almost won Rapid City half mile. He did win Charlotte. Different dirt on both of those tracks, but I think Davis might be a little bit of a wild card here for us.
You know, and when you look down the board, Breyer Bauman in 6th in that session, I'm sure that's not where he wanted to be. He did tell me that during the break we had a few, look at that, Dallas Daniels and Jared Mees.
Exact same time.
Exact same time. Probably exact same line, too.
2:1.419 for Daniels and Jared Mees. That was our first group of practice out here in the Mission Super Twins. Continue your story. What you were
back
telling
to
us?
Breyer. So because of the way the season was structured, we had a few weeks off, right? So Breyer was able to really build this bike. The team came together so last minute. They started the season a little behind the 8 ball. They were able to put the bike on the dyno, get some diagnostics on it, but he said that the changes they need to make now on that bike are so big. Those changes take a lot of time. Every race they're going to be improving. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, but just a really, for Breyer, it's an uphill climb, and that can be mentally frustrating. And he was also telling me these bikes are so fast. What they primarily learned from the dyno was that this bike is going to do what it wants to do, and because of that, because of how kind of wild the bike is, he said it's been overwhelming. The power is overwhelming for him. And as a racer, Scotty, has that ever affected you?
No, I've never. Well, I had a Yamaha TDM 850 that had too much horsepower. We actually kind of had to detune it a little bit. So, yeah, it kind of does. But the hardest part is hooking that power up to a racetrack.
And it can be scary to do that. It
Correct.
Can be scary to be in that position where the bike you feel like is overwhelming. And, Breyer didn't necessarily lend himself to that thought. But I'm sure it's in the back of his head because when something is unruly like that. I mean, I know with horses sometimes too, you get on a horse and you're thinking, wow, this horse sure has a lot of giddy up.
Yep.
Speaking of being in Texas.
Group number 2 is on the racetrack. 62 is Dan Bromley. 109 is Billy Ross. 94 is Ryan Wells. Cameron Smith's on the 34. I'd like to point out the 92. That's Brandon Price. He is filling in for Mikey Rush. And Nick Armstrong is the first time out on this brand new bike. He calls it War Eagle.
Named it.
Yeah, a lot of them name their bikes. Did you not know that?
I know there's a few old school guys out there that like to name their bikes. Dan Bromley pulling double duty this weekend again.
And that's awesome. And it's good for both classes if he's got the fitness to withstand it. You know, if he makes both main events, 8-minute main event for the singles, and then a 10-minute main event right after that. So he'll be going back to back if he makes both of the main events. He's up to 7th right now in this practice session.
It's really impressive what he's able to do running both classes, because it is a long day, and for these riders especially, the amount of recovery they get in between motos can be limited, because by the time you get the bike back, you kind of go over everything with your crew chief. I mean, that with 2 bikes to do that with, that is a lot of heavy lifting for Dan Bromley.
And throwing one more curveball in there for him. They come on and off the racetrack in turn number 3.
They exit.
He's pitted outside turn number 2, so he's got to go all the way through the pit. So, you know, it's just a few seconds, but it adds up. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. I never even thought of that.
Yep.
Looking on down the line, Ryan Wells, the 94 bike. I wish we could have got a shot at him. I think there he is, right there, actually crossing the checker. Crossing the finish line there. But what they're doing with this Royal Enfield team, now with 2 bikes, the extra information they're able to gather. You know, I talked with Johnny Lewis about that, and that is actually very helpful to him to have a second bike on the track.
They had 2 top 10s at the last round.
Yeah.
First time that's happened.
A good weekend for that little team.
Here we go. The singles are on the racetrack right now. Number 1, Cody Kopp. 79, Dalton Gauthier. 18, Maxwell. 21 is Bruner. 88, Chase Sadoff. He's the only Honda to make it onto that podium. What are you thinking?
I am thinking that I'm going to call this singles class and get out there and get some notes from these guys and see what is going on. So right after these singles take off, I am just warming the seat for Mr. Shaheen in here, and he's going to pop back in here after this singles class and give you guys the real scoop. But I got to go out there and get some notes from these guys, because the first time out on track, you know, you can during the day, my routine is kind of to get to the track, talk to everybody. But once they've been on the track,
you got to talk to them again.
You got to talk to them again. You got to.
When did you get here this morning?
I got here at about 11. Brian Perot and I kind of popped around a little bit. I threw on the cowgirl hat, and we got to talk with Chase Sadoff, which was fun. Speaking of that Turner Racing Honda team, where have you guys been this season? I think everyone has expected more of the team that was so dominant last year. And Brian Bigelow, crew chief for Chase Sadoff, and that team actually went through a crew chief revision. They changed up their teams now. Brian Bigelow is now Chase Sadoff's crew chief. Kenny Coolbeth is now working with Trent Lowe, and then Murg and Mark are together again. So anyway, a lot of crew chief changes, and that team is just restructuring. They're trying everything they can. Brian Bigelow told me this has to be a turnaround weekend for them.
Oh, you can see Tom Drain just bounced off the wall already. Our first rider that we've seen hit that front straightaway wall. It comes up quick, Kristen.
They kiss it. They absolutely try to get up there, and I think we'll see that a lot more tonight when guys get more comfortable and confident with the track. They're going to try the high line, because again, if you create some flow on the track. Now watch
the third bike.
Watch as Tom Drain is moving
right
up the track. His rear wheel just kind of kicks out, and you can tell that might be where the track is pretty slick. There are certain parts of the track that are really hard pack, and they'll actually probably deteriorate as the night progresses. But then there's other parts of the track that are super, super slick, and those slick parts are right next to the wall where it's super dark. But especially on the front stretch, I was down there earlier for a report, and it is just so slick by the wall because this area experienced a lot of rainfall in the past week. So that area is going to be tough for those riders. And I mean, even look up there. There's some crumblies, some marbles up there.
Yep, fastest bike on the racetrack, the 21. I say that, the 48 from the Turner Honda team goes to the top spot. 21.799 for Trent Lowe.
Yeah, and Trent Lowe, again, I think I mentioned, he is now working exclusively with Kenny Coolbeth on that team as his crew chief. And there was a lot of pressure on Trent, Chase, and Morgan this weekend. This team has not gotten off to the best start, and this is one of those important race weekends. We have 14 rounds left in the season. This is not the time to start talking championships. You can lose the championship if you don't get your cap on things now.
Don't let the championship get away too early in the season.
Absolutely not. On the 2 KTMs, a KTM has won every round this season.
Here's a replay. Bruner's on the left, Cody Kopp right behind him on the 1. And Bruner gets a little bit sideways right there in the middle of the corner. Maybe a little bit of braking Yeah, the chunks, like you talked about, the little marbles kind of breaking up from the racetrack. This is the first round of practice. The track will develop a groove. I'm expecting here real soon.
And Brad Baker earlier in the day was actually telling us they tore this track up and they packed it back in. And because of that, we might see the track kind of chunking out a little bit. And that's just one more curveball these riders are going to have to hit.
And Mother Nature put a lot of moisture on this racetrack on Thursday. And they actually didn't even get to pull into the pit area until this morning. The pits were so wet and so soft. So Mother Nature did a good job watering the racetrack, and they're doing a good job right now out there on the racetrack.
Now, I know it's just first practice, but this season, as I was saying, the KTM's been so dominant. They've won every main event, every challenge this season. However, the best KTM on track right now, Maxwell in 5th. Maybe this is the weekend when the Yamahas and the Hondas get back at it.
Maybe they'll have to go back there and make some changes. It's just the first round of practice. 2 more groups to go in the singles class. Are you getting ready to leave, Kristen?
I'm going to go out there and get some notes because too much good stuff is happening, and we got the big show coming up later. So for everyone listening, I'm going to turn over to Ralph Shaheen, and I will see you guys later.
There goes Kristen Beat going back outside. Still up here in the booth. Trent Lowe at the top spot, 21.462 for Lowe. Chase Sadoff is in second, 21.647. Ott is in third, so Honda, Husqvarna. Trevor Bruner back there in that 4th position, and Maxwell in 5th. Here comes group number 2. There are 3 groups in our singles class. 62, Dan Bromley. 51, Cole Zabala. 63 is Jared Lowe. 82, Travis Pettin. 52, Shayna Texter Bauman. 24 is Hunter Bauer. 151 is Cole Fredrickson. 38, Tanner Dean. You have the 99 of Kevin Stallings. The 75, Taryn Santero. 26 is Aiden Roosevans. 133, Clark Morian. And the 155, Olin Kistler, who made his first main event at the last round there in Phoenix. Ralph Shaheen's just hanging out with my girlfriend in the backside. Maybe they're going to come in here in just a little bit. Group 2, they'll get a practice start, and then they'll take off. AFT singles on the racetrack. Ralph's giving me a hard time about my Dr. Pepper. They're for me, Ralph. You can't have one. Here we go. Practice group number 2 for your AFT singles. Bromley out in front. He's had a few laps already on the racetrack. That will help him out a little bit, I'm sure. Right behind him is the 38, Tanner Dean. Oh, a couple riders bounced off that front straightaway wall. Man, it comes up quick, especially when you're going downhill in 3 and 4. Carry that momentum into that front straightaway wall. It comes up really fast. We're only out in front. Side by side for 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. Here comes Tanner Dean running the bottom line. 51, Zabala, moving up the leaderboard just a little bit. Shayna Texter Bauman now up to 15th on her first lap with the time recorded. A few braking bumps as they throw it off into the corner, especially into turn number 3. Try to carry that momentum around the outside. And a Bananas here. We'll see her in a little bit. Ralph's got his sticker. 62. Bromley goes up the racetrack.
Taking my banana sticker.
I'm not taking it. I got one.
No, I was stoked she gave me one.
Oh, yeah. She'll be out here in the Royal Enfield Build Train Race program in just a little bit. Travis Pettin, the 82, moves up to 7th on his KTM. 21.462, fastest lap we've seen so far, just 5/10 off the Super Twins. Look at this big battle back here. Looks like the 3rd spot. There's a big group of riders back there, about 4th, 5th, and 6th on the racetrack. This is just practice for you fans joining us. White flag is out. There's Tanner Dean, Zabala, Shayna Texter Bauman moving up to 13th on the speed charts.
I don't know if you and Kristen had a chance to chat about it, but it's a little breezy out there now.
It is cooling off a little bit. The wind is out there.
It is definitely blowing, but it's blowing from turns 1 and 2 towards turns 3 and 4. So it's going to be pushing you down the backstretch and right in your face coming up the front straightaway.
Gotcha. Trent Lowe, 21.462. 21.462 for Trent Lowe. There are 3 groups of singles riders. Group number 3 coming up next. They'll get 1 practice start. 55 Razio, 117 Landon Smith, 216 Declan Bender, 149 is Birdsong. Oh, look at that. I got some new stickers. All right. 121 Jacob Cassio, 106 Reese Podorf, 233 Christian Spurgeon, 270 Jess Reynolds, 112 Aiden Brown, 66 Logan McGrain, 176 Jacob Walter, 107 Wyatt Vaughn, and the 14 is Damon Ream. Man, I'm getting dialed in with stickers today. I appreciate it, Ralph.
Yeah, brother.
Speed Sport. SS1.
Speed Sport 1.
Let's talk about that.
Well,
We'll talk about it later.
yeah.
All right. Practice start. Here we go. Group number 3, AFT singles on the racetrack. Their first round of practice. This is the only time they'll get a practice start is right here and right now. Some of these riders have never been here before. A lot of new pro riders here in the singles class. There's the 117. That's Landon Smith. He's from Pensacola, Florida. Teammates of Dalton Gautier. 216, Declan Bender's been close to making his first main event. This is his first season as well. He's run the very bottom of the racetrack down here in turns 1 and 2. Still Trent Lowe at the head of the class, 2:1.462 for the Turner Honda. Teammate right behind him, Chase Sadoff, 2:1.647. Good battle heating up behind the leaders. Still the 117 out in front. Landon Smith, he's currently 27th. So just because he's out front doesn't mean he's put down any fast laps yet. There's this 216 of Declan Bender. All right. We're going to listen to the sweet sounds of some flat track bikes. All right, that was practice group number 3 for your AFT singles. Ralph, they're getting around here pretty good.
Yeah, this is a fast racetrack, no matter who's on it, whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels. Devil's Bowl has always been a quick track.
I love this place. I've been coming here since I was a little kid, most of the time watching the World of Outlaw sprint cars, but raced here quite a bit in the 90s myself. And it's good to see AFT back here.
Yeah, yep. First ever World of Outlaw race held right here, 1978?
Yes, sir.
Johnson promoted event.
Mm-hmm.
Got them all together.
Yep.
There's our office right there, Scotty.
Yeah.
Truck on the left.
That's true.
We're right behind the smokestacks.
Oh, is that one? Yeah. I don't know. We're in one of those semis. People are
actually,
still filling in.
Yep. Good aerial view.
The Royal Enfields are here with us for the very first time in the 2023 season, the Build Train Race program. We do have 5 returning ladies, and we have 5 new ladies racing with us.
Yeah, and there's no limit. I was down there talking to some of the folks at Royal Enfield about it. There's no limit as to how many years you can run the Build Train Race program, as long as you qualify to continue to compete and you get the invitation to come back.
You meet their criteria. They talked to several ladies. They went down to Florida and had some testing and kind of auditioning.
There's Anna Banana's new paint scheme.
I like
Love
it.
all the bananas on it. It's great.
800 is Anna Serena. The 81 is McKenna. I'm sorry. The 81 as one of our returners. That's McKenna Hyatt. 17 out there. That is Andrew Luker's wife, Kinsey Luker, on the
Yep.
number 17. 67 is Shasta LaRue. 182 is Justine Marsh. 7 is Mariah Hummer. 08 Zaria Martins. We already mentioned the 800, Anna Serena.
Sorry is back.
Yep. 10 is Morgan Monroe. She used to have a pro license back in 2016. She made her first pro main event in her first attempt at the Charlotte Half Mile. And Morgan Pillar is also out there on the 156, another one from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and talking to some of the ladies down there about the competition this year, they feel like it's going to be much tougher competition this year.
I think so. I think there were, a handful of fast ladies that didn't come back. They used this program for what it was, get some seat time, try to make a name for themselves and try to do something else and stay in our sport. So we'll see how that works out. But there is Kinsey Luker right there, Andrew Luker's wife. But yeah, it brought in some new faces, and we think that'll stack, kind of bunch up the competition a little bit more. Kinsey Luker on that 17. She's from California. Andrew Luker will be out in just a little bit. Well, you actually already seen him once. He's on the 11 Yamaha for Rackley Racing. And Kinsey has the fastest lap so far, and that's going to change as the rest of the bikes start coming across the start-finish line. Morgan Monroe goes to the top spot, 24.850. They were supposed to practice here last night, Ralph, but it was way too wet here. You came out here last night, and tell us about how wet this whole facility was.
They had gotten 2 inches of rain here in a 24-hour period, just soaked the place.
That is a lot.
And they did everything they could and did it right to try to open it up and let everything drain and dry, and just too much to be able to get on the track last night. In fact, they weren't able to get any of the teams into the pit area and the paddock area until this morning because it was just too wet to get the trucks back there last night.
17 on our screen at Kinsey Luker. She's currently third quick with a 25.681. Anna Serena out there in the 7th spot. Mia Reese is on the 15. Mariah Hummer's on that 7. Zaria Martins has no time. I don't know if she didn't quite make it out or she had an issue out there on the number 08.
Morgan Monroe's out there on the 10. There she is right there going down into turn 3. She's putting in some quick laps. She's number 1 right now with a 24.850.
She's a fast rider.
Yes.
She turned pro. She was number 10J out of Michigan. She turned pro, made her first pro main event, her first attempt at the Charlotte Half Mile.
A good battle here. Kinsey fired up a little bit when she saw a bike come up along the outside. She found a little more speed, and they're going to go bar to bar through 3 and 4 here.
All right, setting it up. A nice high move going into 3, coming off low into 4. Off of 4, checkered flag is out.
Might see those two battling quite a bit this year. They're going to run 4 races with us this year.
Correct. This is the first time we've seen them.
We'll see them at Ventura, and they're going to run West Virginia and in New Jersey, too, I believe.
I think you're right. Morgan Monroe is the quick time here at 24.643. So 3 seconds slower than the singles riders. Not too bad. First time out. Some of the Super Twins are already lining up for their next round already. Tommy Duma's listening in. He said, hey, the track looks fast, and tell Ralph I said hi. Tommy Duma, the official jeweler of American Flat Track, TDFJ.com.
Tommy hasn't come and hung out with us yet this year.
Not yet.
Johnny.
He said perhaps we might see a 19.9 lap time if the groove comes in. We'll have to see how that happens, Tommy. We'll see.
Love those 2022 championship rings, Tommy. They look fantastic.
They are awesome. So 2 rounds of practice for the Super Twins, and then we'll get into qualifying for them. Bikes start rolling up to the staging area. They'll enter and exit the racetrack here outside of turn number 3. If you're here with us, don't forget to get your 50-50 tickets. Half that money goes to the winning ticket holder. The other half goes to Back on Track to help injured riders in our sport. And you can get your tickets at the ticket office, or there are people walking around selling those tickets, and we'll do that right after the Build Train Race main event. It's hard to see right here, but from that shot, you can definitely tell the back straightaway is up higher than the front straightaway.
Yeah, it definitely is.
The reason they did that was back in the day, they used to park in the infield, and the fans from the front straightaway couldn't see the people on the back straightaway, so they built the back straightaway up a lot higher. I think it's a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
Super Twins are up next for their second round of practice. The fast time earlier was actually Daniels and Meese with the exact same time, 2:1.419. 21 riders in that Super Twins class. The fastest 18 will make it into the main event. So you got to get a good qualifying spot. Everybody's looking for that Pronto Parts Plus Pole Award, which goes out to the fastest qualifier in both of our AFT classes. Extra $500 for them. And the bikes are rolling onto the racetrack right now here in group number 1. They'll come out, they will get their practice start. They haven't had a practice start yet. Breyer going up there looking at the high line down there in 3 and 4. So is Johnny Lewis. Last time we were here, Brandon Robinson hit the front straightaway wall so hard it broke his right ankle. But this should be a track he does good at. He was running about 3rd when that happened. He's had some bad luck so far this season.
Boy, he's had a rough one.
I think he told Ashley he was going to sit out lap number 3 because that's when it's happened. Both times he's crashed this year. Skipped lap number 3 in practice. Daniels on the 32, JD Beach on the 95, Meese is on the 1, Breyer Bauman is on the 3. Meese is taking a look over his shoulder. He's playing head games with Breyer already.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Giving him a look.
Yep.
Popping wheelies.
Follow me. 67 is Fisher, 44 is Robinson, 20 is Vandekoy, 10 Johnny Lewis, 25 Ben Lau got his career best finish at Phoenix. 37 is Bronson Bauman, the 36 Colby Carlisle, the Flying Tomato. Is Meese.
See that front stretch of wall is angled in a little bit too.
Yes, it's very awkward for motorcycles for sure. When you got a roll cage around you, it's not so bad, but a handlebar, the top of that wall sticks out further than the bottom.
Yep, it does.
That's an awesome ride so far by Colby Carlisle, but another Yamaha. There's 3 Yamahas in the top 4 spots. On that G&G Yamaha, which Corey Texter rode the last few seasons.
JD Beach in the 95.
There's Jiggy Dog. His teammate right behind him. Meese is out in front, but currently 2nd quick here in this 2nd round of practice. Fisher goes up to 4th on that lap at 22.161. Daniels fastest here in this practice group. His last lap at 21.691. Daniels getting it figured out. He went back-to-back with wins here in the singles class 2 years ago. My little cousin caught his hat both nights after he threw it over the fence.
That's a keeper.
Yeah, for sure. Daniels on the very bottom of the racetrack. Beach looking up a little bit like one groove higher, and Meese is up there really trying the high line, maybe trying to widen that groove a little bit for later on. Daniels goes on by. Beach trying the bottom over here in turn 4. Checkered flag is out. There's Fisher and Lewis and Robinson across that finish line. Colby Carlisle shaking his head. Dallas Daniels 2:1.691, so it's 2/10 slower than it was in the first practice session. I think we get faster after the sun goes down. What do you think, Ralph? Typically?
Yeah, get some of that moisture back up, right?
Yep. Colby Carlisle stopped, it looked like, to talk to Brian Smith over here, who's watching from the outside. Group number 2. Group 2 is on the racetrack. Super Twins. 62, Dan Bromley. 109, Billy Ross. 94 is Ryan Wells. 34, Cam Smith. 61, Casey Sisko. 47, Michael Hill. 77, the coal miner, Jordan Harris. 274, Scooter Vernon on the Weirbach Racing Kawasaki's. 92, Brandon Price. And the 60 of Nick Armstrong. Group 2 of the Mission Super Twins, sponsored by S&S. Brandon Price, again, filling in on the Maxwell Industries XG750 Harley on the 92 bike. That is the bike that Mikey Rush was riding at Daytona. There's Ryan Wells getting a good launch into turn number 1 on the 94 Royal Enfield. Bromley running double duty. Ralph going to ride the singles and the twins here today.
What did we see? Was it last year we saw Dan ride 3 classes one day, didn't he?
I don't know. I think he tried to.
He ran hooligans, and he ran twins and the singles.
I think he ran production twins.
Production twins, that's what it was.
And the singles. I think you're right. That's a lot.
I think it was the race in Wisconsin, wasn't it?
The Cedar Lake short track?
Cedar Lake.
Possibly so. There's a big groove down here on the inside of 3 and 4, but it's a little bit ripply on the inside right now, so maybe not the fast way around. We'll see as the rubber keeps going down onto the racetrack. Ryan Wells out there in the front of the pack, but he's currently 8th quick so far. Billy Ross out there on the 109 Indian. And for BriggsAuto.com, his crew chief is Johnny Goad. 62, there's Ross kind of hanging over that wall. Right behind him is Price. Price is up to 14th. Ross is in 10th on the 109. Bromley's up to 4th place on his Yamaha. So now we have 4 Yamahas in the first 5 spots.
Could be a Blue Crew kind of night.
It might be. Bikes getting worked in. They're getting dialed in out here in Mesquite, Texas. Dallas Half Mile. Sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, with a partner with Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. They had a meet and greet party going on last night. So Estenson Yamahas 1 and 2. Dallas Daniels, JD Beach. Jared Meese right there in 3rd on the Indian. Bromley 4th. Colby Carlisle 5th. And Davis Fisher in 6th. Robinson's up to 7th. There's Ryan Wells in the other Royal Enfield. See that elbow straight up. That's what Johnny Lewis teaches in that Moto Anatomy riding school. Get that elbow up going into the corner. Price across the line. There's Casey Sisko. Michael Hill, the 47. Cameron Smith on the 34. Checkered flag coming out. 2nd round of practice for your Super Twins. Up next, it looks like we'll have maybe a break in the action. We'll have up next will be the Parts Unlimited AFT Singles for their first round of qualifying next on the schedule. Don't forget to download the app if you're here with us. You can keep track of what is on the racetrack and what their times are, who's on the track, and what is up next. You can watch the Fans' Choice broadcast as well. And speaking of, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, they're going to check out the racetrack. When we come back, Parts Unlimited AFT Singles here at the Mission Dallas Half Mile, sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. We'll be right back.
Motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento mine.
Oh boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. A proud sponsor of AFT Super Twins, Mission Foods has mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes to fuel your race day. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
The loyal order of riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
VP Racing Fuels. No matter what motorcycle you race or ride, amateur or pro, we have a fuel to make more power. Keep your bike running cool with VP Stay Frosty Coolin', available in 2 formulas. Race ready, designed to be glycol-free and track approved, and high performance with freeze protection for street applications. Visit vpracingfuels.com to learn more.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Brought to you by Yamaha. On the track, on the trail, or out on the open road, check out Yamaha's full line of class-defining, adventure-seeking motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-side vehicles at YamahaMotorsports.com. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout, a cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com. Progressive is proud to be America's #1 motorcycle insurer, protecting 1 out of every 3 insured riders. And they also offer coverage for your boat, RV, and other adventure vehicles. Quote motorcycle insurance online in as little as 3 minutes or bundle your insurance together today.
When you think of a ride, you think of quality. When it comes to hitting the ground and protecting your head, I wouldn't wear anything else. The design of it is round and smooth, so when you're rolling through the dirt, your helmet doesn't catch the dirt and hurt your neck. Safety in flat track and motorsports in general is probably the biggest concern. Obviously, we're all here to win. At the end of the day, we're all concerned about our well-being, and for that, you want to have the best gear on, and for me, a ride's the best choice.
Rev up to get fueled by Mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
On Saturday, May 6th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing rocks the West Coast.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Massive championship implications here.
Meet your favorite riders. Kickstart your weekend with Progressive American Flat Track. It's bar-banging short track action. Saturday, May 6th at Ventura Raceway. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Not all roofing contractors are created equally. Trust the commercial and industrial roofing experts at Roof Systems of Dallas. Family owned and operated for over 38 years, Roof Systems provides customizable roofing solutions in a timely manner at an affordable price. Roof Systems are a proud sponsor of the Mission Dallas Half Mile and JCS Racing Super Twins rider Brandon Robinson. Don't put your roof in the hands of just anyone. Choose the professionals at Roof Systems of Dallas.
Welcome back to the Mission Dallas Half Mile, sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, here in Mesquite, Texas. Famous racetrack. American Flat Track making their first return back here since the 2020 season.
Let's take a look at the Super Twins from the last time we were here, Scotty.
Back in 2020. Jared Meese on the inside got a good start. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Briar Bauman. When he had the number one, Meese was on the high side. Briar on the number one. He would lead start to finish both nights, 72 laps in a row for Briar Bauman, taking the double win. Jeffrey Carver up there in the 23 looked like he was a lap rider, but the same four finishers, it was Briar, Sammy, Robbie Pearson, Jared Meese. The top four were the same both nights.
One night only this year.
That's right, Saturday night.
You know, one thing that has not changed here over the years, Scotty, is that front wall and how quick it comes up.
Well, you come downhill in turn number 3, down into 4, you bounce off the wall. That was Meese right there bouncing off the wall. Here's a little bit later on, a couple Davis Fisher bouncing off that wall. Robinson bounced off the wall. Ben Lau hit it right there is Robinson. That was early on in the first night. Ended up breaking his ankle on that one. Yeah. Somehow saved it, but he ended up last place that day. And here comes Mikey Rush on the 15. He lifted his foot up to keep from hitting the wall with his foot. Maybe the foot peg might have bounced off of it, but it comes up quick. And a lot of it is, Ralph, because you go into 3 and you're going downhill. Carry that momentum into number 4. They have put some cones on top of the wall down there at turn number 4 so they can kind of give these riders a little bit of a reference point. But you have so much speed coming down off that front straightaway. And like you mentioned earlier too, Ralph, it leans towards the racetrack.
Yeah, it does. You can see it. It is just curved in.
And it will hold the race cars in, but it's very different from a motorcycle. You know, their elbows are up there by the top of the wall. Yeah. Their foot and foot peg is down there by the bottom of the wall. So it's a very deceiving wall. It comes up quick, and part of the issue a couple years ago was some of the lighting on turn number 4. So they brought in an extra lighting pole. Let's see that on the inside of turn number 4 to let these riders know where that racetrack ends and where that wall begins. They also painted some white stripes on the racetrack to kind of, again, give you a reference point. When you're going, you know, up to 90, well, right at that point, maybe 60 or 70 miles per hour, it does come up very fast.
Kind of reminds me a little bit about what we dealt with at Port Royal.
Yes,
Remember how the guys were getting so close to the wall at Port Royal, scraping pegs along the wall.
We had that issue, I believe, at Joliet, Illinois as well. Sammy Halbert bounced off that back straightaway, broke his ankle and his foot. Sammy will be back with us at the next round in Ventura, California.
Really looking forward to the California swing.
That's your turf, your hometown area.
Yeah, Sacramento, the legendary Sacramento Mile on the 13th. That's going to be a blast. Not our birthday this year.
No, I know.
My daughter's birthday, race night.
We'll celebrate with her.
Yeah, and Olivia's going to be there, so we'll have celebratory ice cream post-race.
I love it.
All right, baby, get them ready at Leatherby's. We're on our way. There's the Big D up in the distance. We're coming right back to the Lone Star State here in Texas for more from Devil's Bowl after this.
On Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento Mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento Mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Not all roofing contractors are created equally. Trust the commercial and industrial roofing experts at Roof Systems of Dallas. Family owned and operated for over 38 years, Roof Systems provides customizable roofing solutions in a timely manner at an affordable price. Roof Systems are a proud sponsor of the Mission Dallas Half Mile and JCS Racing Super Twins rider Brandon Robinson. Don't put your roof in the hands of just anyone. Choose the professionals at Roof Systems of Dallas.
The loyal order of riders.
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Denied.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods, a proud sponsor of AFT Super Twins. Mission Foods has mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes to fuel your race day. Now that's too fast, too tasty. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high-performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com. Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud sponsor of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. Now in our 50th year, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud. Lincoln Welders is the official welder of American Flat Track Racing. When it comes to welding, cutting equipment, and safety apparel, Lincoln Electric is the choice. Go to LincolnElectric.com for all your welding, cutting, and safety apparel needs. And remember to hashtag WeldRed with all your projects. 2 short years ago, Honda released the Rebel 1100, and for 2023, they're introducing the all-new Rebel 1100T, equipped with a large, color-matched handlebar-mounted fairing and 35 liters of lockable storage. It's built for the open road. The standard and bagger models both start with a powerful twin-cylinder engine, so they sound as aggressive as they look. Head to a dealer to see the 2023 Honda Rebel 1100 and 1100T.
Memphis Shades brings you a whole new level of style when it comes to motorcycle windshields and fairings. The quality, style, and selection set these products apart from the pack. Memphis Shades designs and builds all windshields, fairings, and hardware in-house. Raw materials in, finished goods out. Made in Memphis. Style that works.
Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It's available to buy at Progressive AFT's Marketplace and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. SolarFit, America's solar team, is a proud sponsor of American Flat Track Racing. Get your complimentary solar analysis today at americanflattrack.com/solarfit. And let the sun power your home or business for free. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout, a cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Rebel 1100 from Honda.
On Saturday, May 6th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing rocks the West Coast.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that. Massive championship implications here.
Meet your favorite riders. Kickstart your weekend with Progressive American Flat Track. It's bar-banging short track action. Saturday, May 6th at Ventura Raceway. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Welcome back to the Mission Dallas Half Mile, sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, with our partnership with Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. Speaking of Dallas Honda, the Hondas, KTMs, Husqvarnas are on the racetrack. It is AFT Singles qualifying, Ralph.
Yep, time to get on the clock. Get after it here. See what you got.
I think it's very important because we have so many riders. With 38 bikes, only 32 will make it to the show. So you got to get some really good laps in right now, right away.
Get them in, get them quick, right?
Yes, exactly. With only 32 going on to the heat races a little bit later on. Do what you can. Also, the Pronto Parts Plus Pole Award is up for grabs.
Cody looking solid, 22,264 his last lap.
At 22.055, so he's picking up the pace on that number one Red Bull KTM. He takes a look over his shoulder, want to see who is behind him as Chase Sadoff goes to the top spot, 21.792, round number one of AFT Singles qualifying on the racetrack here at the Devil's Bowl. Now Trevor Bruner goes to the top spot, 21.666 for the Yamaha.
You watch Cody from that speed shot. Let's see if we can get it again here.
On the front straightaway?
Yeah. He picked that. Watch how quick he picks that bike up and then, boom, sets it right back down.
Stands it up straight for about what?
Second max.
Yeah, exactly. And throw
Blink
it back
of an
down. Eye. Not long at all.
No. Some of the other guys tend to stay up a little bit longer, but Cody, boy, he was just up for half a tick.
Trent Lowe to the top spot, 21.660.
Here it
replay.
is. Let's watch it again. See him going down into 3 and 4.
The front end, actually, the front wheel came off the ground a couple of times.
Phew.
And he got his butt up off the seat as well. So he gets a little traction, then a little brake loose, and a little bit more traction. Kind of upsets everything.
Yeah, that was actually down into 1 and 2.
Okay.
Looked like.
Yamaha, Honda, Husqvarna.
Cody sits in 7th with a 22.015.
KTM's won every round so far as we move into our first half mile of the season. 48, Trent Lowe was fastest in our first practice session. Fastest here in qualifying round number one, 21.660. The track slowing down just a little bit. Lowe's fastest lap in practice was a 21.462.
Progressive Skycam giving us this great overview of the track and the airport and back. Did you bring your jet in there? Is that where you flew into?
They made me drive down here from Oklahoma since I'm only 3 hours away. Did you park over there in your plane?
No. Mine's the size
in
of
the shop.
You got to go to DFW.
Oh, you got to go bigger, yeah. Group 2, look at them coming out and going to work. Dan Bromley out front. Shayna Texter-Bauman on the 52 in hot pursuit. Ooh, they both got sideways at the same time. Here comes company up the inside of Shayna. Shayna Texter-Bauman.
She's feeling pretty confident this afternoon. I was in the pit area talking to her a little bit. She was feeling pretty good about it.
She should. She goes good on the car track. She got her first win at the Knoxville half mile.
Yeah. Got a bit of head shake there.
Here comes Travis Pettin. He is coming on this season. He's had a great year so far on the 82. He goes up the inside of Shayna Texter-Bauman. This will be the first full lap under the stopwatch. Here they come. There's a replay of it. Pettin on the bottom of the racetrack. Shayna got a little bit sideways at the same time and then hit that same bump I think that Cody Kopp did, it looks like.
Yeah.
Nice pass by Pettin to go to the lead. Shayna Texter-Bauman right there on the 52. Maxwell is in 4th.
Boy, she really charged down into 3, and look at that mid-corner speed she's got.
she also was able. Oh, red flag is out. Red flag is out. There's a rider down right here in turn number 2. Yeah, there's the bike. The rider must be completely off the racetrack, but the bike is right there in the impact zone, the high impact zone.
Yeah, there's the rider just to the right.
Yep, headed that way. It's Tanner Dean, the Dean machine. Watch the right side of the screen. Just back end kind of came around on him.
Yep.
Dean machine. Looks like he's on a Jacob Lehman bike. Vanilla Cycles on the side of that one. Normally, he's been bouncing around a little bit, kind of rides for the Waters Auto Body team. And he's had some injuries, and it started a couple years ago at the Texas half mile, maybe last year, and broke his leg really bad, worked his way back into the racing action. There is our medic, our trauma medic is with us every round. Kevin is over there talking to the rider. I think Tanner asked where the concession stand was, and he pointed, Kevin pointed that way, right?
Yeah. From the looks of things, the way he was kind of moving around, I'm guessing sitting on that seat right now is a little uncomfortable.
It looks like he's holding his left hip, because when that thing, when that back end steps out, comes around, it just drops you right on your left hip.
Kind of plants you right in the ground, doesn't it?
Yep. And he's trying to shake it off. It looked like the whole left foot peg came off as well. So if he'll be able to continue on, he'll just have to hold that foot up in the air. He goes back to the hot and the cold box over here outside of turn number 3. That's where they're entering and exiting the racetrack. The hot and cold box will actually move to the infield outside of turn number 4 for our 2 main events. Look at the hot and cold box. There you are.
Speaking of hot and cold box.
Which one's hot? Which one's
hot
cold?
air box. That's what this is, a hot air box.
That's you. That's me. You're Ralph.
Yes.
I'm Scotty.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Just make sure. You didn't park your jet over here. It's too big?
Too big. Got to go DFW with that one.
Man, can you get me right to California?
No.
For Ventura?
It's a long way to go to. I got to go out of my way to get to Oklahoma.
No, it's not. Just curve north just a little bit. Yeah, just. All right, firing the bikes back up. It is group number 2 of your Parts Limited AFT single sponsored by Kicker. Here they come. This is qualifying. Right now, everybody's chasing the 40 amp trim low at 21.660. There's Tanner Dean. He's at the back of the pack, so he's able to rejoin us.
I can actually give you a ride up from Ventura to Sacramento if you want to go in the car. I'm going to do that.
I'm flying back and forth.
Going for those miles.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the mileage,
Yeah, you're one of those?
Well, I don't have a jet like you.
Yeah, right.
So I can't.
Mine's made out of balsa wood, comes with a rubber band propeller.
Well, you didn't invite me to stay with you up there, so I can't afford the hotels every night, so I got to go back and forth.
Staying at my godson.
Well, he didn't invite me either. He's just now finding out
told
our
his
fan's
dad.
choice.
Told his dad that's the one that matters.
51 out front, Cole Zabala. That's the big R Racing Honda. Got help from Sherb Racing. Scott Sherb and the whole Sherb family from Decatur, Texas, helping him out. Petting right there in the 82. There's Shayna Texter Bauman chasing these boys. Zabala's up to 13th. Make that 14th as Jared Lowe goes up to the 12th spot. Dan Bromley up to 11th. Looks like the brake is glowing red on the 82 just a little bit. Maybe using that to help the wheel spin. No, it's just an orange sprocket. Okay, I thought I saw some orange of the disc brake, but I think it's just an orange sprocket down there. I like the 2 different lines right here. Zabala looks like he's committed to the high line. Go back to Shayna Texter Bauman on the 52.
She really drives it down deep into the corner. And look at the mid-corner speed she's got, too. Let's see if she charges as hard into 1.
Up the inside, the 82, Travis Pettin trying to make the pass. He's running the low line. It worked getting by Shayna Texter Bauman before the red flag came out. Now here comes the 51. See if he can retaliate as we go back to the 52. Pettin made the pass on Zabala. Checkered flag is out. 3 groups of singles riders here today. 38 total singles, and only 32 will make it into the qualifying heat races.
Boy, the visual sure seemed quicker with Shayna than the stopwatch.
Yeah, she looked like she was running, like you said, running the corner deep, carrying the momentum, but she's back there in 23rd right now, not where she wants to be. Group number 3 is up next. Tyler Raggio on the 55, 117 Landon Smith, 216 Declan Bender, 149 is Tragan Birdsong from Kansas, 121 Jacob Cassio from California. Reese Podorf is on the 106. Christian Spurgeon, the 233. Jess Reynolds, she's from Pennsylvania, on the 270. Aiden Brown's on the 112. Logan the Kid McGrain is on the 66. Jacob Walter on the 176. Wyatt Vaughn, 107. The 14 is Damon Ream. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. This is qualifying round number 1, group number 3 for your singles rider. Your fastest lap from either the first round or the second round will get you into the show today. 55 of Raggio got himself a new ride this season. He's on the Rackley Racing Yamaha. He'll be teammated with Andrew Luker. I don't see Luker on the... Oh, he was in that first group. Okay. He'll be his teammate on the Rackley Racing Yamaha. Declan Bender, the 216. He's missed the main event by 1 spot a couple of times so far this season. He's got some road racing experience, and I talked to him earlier today and said that road racing might come in handy when this track grooves up. Might be a good advantage for him.
You know, I was talking to JD Beach about that. JD this past week ran 4 different
disciplines
in 3 different states.
Yeah.
And one of them was he went and road raced his 600 Yamaha. And I said, what do you get out of the road racing that transitions over to flat track? And he says he learns not to slide the rear end to back it in.
Okay.
I said, okay.
I like it. I think it just riding every day, you know, that helps. You know, whatever you can ride.
He rode moto, he rode flat track, he road raced, and he did some trail riding through the trees. Tree said he rides a recliner at home. I love it.
He's never home. What's he talking about?
Yeah.
His hotel rooms have recliners, mine don't. Group number 3 out there. Looks like Raggio's up to 25th. Landon Smith is also out there. That's Dalton Gautier's teammate. He's up there in the 26th spot.
Oh, by the way, you and I have a new mission.
What's that? We ate at mission earlier.
Well, I know a different kind of mission, like a task or a job.
Okay, I was just throwing mission out there.
Okay. Gene Woods, if you're listening, our new mission for Scotty Dubler and I is to get the tree in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame.
I like it.
Well, think about it. Nobody has probably produced more flat track races for television than our man Brad Jones.
Television and internet back in the day. When I met him in 2005, we were streaming. Yeah,
all the same, and you know, because that was what the premier category of it, if you will, back then, right?
Yep.
I don't think anybody's produced more of them, and if 2 idiots like you and I can be in there, he's certainly deserving of it, right?
Yeah. Are you calling Brad Jones an idiot?
Well,
he's bigger than us. He's bigger than both of us put together.
Yeah, I could stand on your shoulders and he's bigger. Just play big, Brad.
Be big, Brad.
But that's our goal.
Okay.
To get him in.
I like it. That's our mission.
Yes, that's our mission.
Okay.
The other one I'm trying to get in is Ken Clapp, who is a legendary promoter on the West Coast.
Okay.
And Ken promoted over 50 Grand National events, majority of them at San Jose, where he was the promoter of the San Jose Mile.
Okay. Dallas pulls out of the way. He wants to let a few of the fast guys go on by. I thought he was just going to let his teammate go, but it looks like he's going to let a few more of them go on by. JD Beach out front, 95. 1 is Jared Meese, 32 Dallas Daniels. I mentioned him. The 3 is Briar Bauman, 67 is Fisher, 44 is Robinson, 20 is Van de Kooi, 10 Johnny Lewis, 25 Ben Lau, 37 is Bronson Bauman, and Colby Carlisle, 36.
You know, Scotty, everybody has different riding positions, as we well aware, but it's really interesting to see the guys that really have a full-on attack mode style riding position, and JD Beach is definitely that guy.
Definitely has it. He leans really far over the handlebars and just looks like he's really riding that bike hard. Ben Lau got his career best finish at the TT there in Chandler, Arizona, the last round. Got a 4th place finish. Johnny Lewis up to 4th on the Royal Enfield. Oh, Ooh, JD, man,
he's going to use up all that track, isn't he?
Meese is to the top spot, 2:1.782 for the Jammer.
And he's coming inside here.
The low line working for him. Up the inside, Meese on the 1, JD on the 95. Turn 4 now into the front straightaway. Jared looking at the gets it really sideways down there.
You just get the feeling it's going to be a racing track tonight, don't you?
I think so, yeah. I think it looks like a couple different lines are forming right there. There looks like a few kind of braking bumps or, some rough, like
rough
a washboard.
patches,
right down there in turns 3 and 4. But you can go under it or just above it, it looks like. Now JD did the smart thing. He gets behind Jared, wants to see where Meese is running on that number 1 bike. Meese is at the top spot here in our first round of qualifying for the Super Twins. They did have 2 practice sessions, different than the other classes. Meese at the top spot. 2:1.782. The track slowing down a little bit further here in this one. There goes Breyer on the 3, Lewis on the 10, or Robinson on the 44. Couple of replays. Here comes JD Beach, almost touching the wall. Watch him lean it way over as far as he can. He actually turned the handlebar to the left right there, Ralph.
Jeez. And maybe 2 to 3 inches left to play with.
Yep, that was the first replay. Watch Meese on the very bottom of the racetrack. The back end looks like it's a little bit wetter right there.
Skipped out too.
At the same time, they both made a little bit of a bobble right there, and they're both picking up their foot at the same time. Slide their butt back on the seat as far as they can to get the traction over that rear wheel. So, couple of different moves right there.
A lot of stuff happening at about 20 yards there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Here comes group number 2, the Mission Super Twin, sponsored by S&S Cycles. 62's Dan Bromley, 109 Billy Ross, 94 as well Ryan Wells, 34 Cam Smith, 61 Casey Sisko on the Raffle Racing Harley-Davidson, 47's the Missile Michael Hill on the McGrain Racing Scott Power Sports Kawasaki. Jordan Harris is on the 77 Scooter. Vernon on the Weerbach Racing 274. Brandon Price, the 92 Harley-Davidson. Nick Armstrong on his brand new built bike. They call it War Eagle. It's a Yamaha that Nick Armstrong built himself, Ralph. Number 60.
Did you ever build the bike from the ground up?
No, sir. I'm not that smart.
Yeah. Yeah. As pointed out by a producer, you are in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame.
Man.
Although I've never done that either.
I've never done that.
You don't want me around anything mechanically where your survival is involved.
I would help out with the easy stuff, like putting the gas tank back on, or putting the rear wheel back on, or something like that. But when the motor comes apart, my dad said, "You go do something else."
Yeah, go do your homework.
yeah. Get back to your schoolwork. There's Cameron Smith on the 34, riding a different motorcycle. Actually, Sammy Halbert rode this motorcycle previously.
Talked to Cameron a little bit earlier today. He's feeling pretty positive. Ready to go.
They've got an option of 4 different motorcycles they can ride. 2 of them look just like this one. Those are the 2 that are here. The other 2 that he's rode earlier this year are getting freshened up for the miles, for the West Coast swing. Jeremy Eischen is working on those back on the East Coast. He's at the top spot, 2:1.782 so far.
Like many racers, Cameron is fighting it financially, right? Doing everything he can to just get to the event and hopefully make the show.
Get a paycheck. The Super Twins riders do get a little bit of money for making it to the last, their last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed a paycheck, a decent paycheck for making it.
Yeah.
It's like the checkered flag is out. That's going to be it for qualifying round of 1 for the Mission Super Twins, sponsored by S&S Cycles. I'm Billy Ross. On that lap, moves all the way to the 13th, right behind Breyer Bauman. So Billy found some speed right there on that last lap to 109. Indiana, 22.543. There's a good shot up above from the Progressive Skycam, just outside of turn number 1. And qualifying round number 1 is done for the Super Twins. Up next is the Royal Enfield Build Train Race. There's a look at the top 10 after round 1. Meese, Daniels, J.D. Beach, Davis Fisher, Colby Carlisle. 3 Yamahas in the top 5 spots. 2 Indians up there. Johnny Lewis, splits that up with a 6 so far for Johnny Lewis on that Royal Enfield. Bromley 7th, Robinson 8th, Vandecoy 9th, and Brandon Price rounding out your top 10. Round number 1 of qualifying in the books for the Super Twins. Here comes the Royal Enfield Build Train Race. Ladies, they're on the racetrack. 800, Anna Serena. The 81, that is McKenna Hyatt. 17 is Kinsey Luker. 15 is Mia Reese. 182, that is Marsh. 182 is Justine Marsh. 67, Shasta LaRue. 10, Morgan Monroe. 156 is Morgan Pillar. 7, Mariah Hummer. And the 08, Zaria Martins. This is their only round of qualifying. The next time we'll see these ladies will be for their heat race. We do have open paddock area here today from about 6:40 till about 7:20 or so for the fan walk. For you fans that are here to come around the outside of turns 1 and 2, make your way into the pit area. Again, that is from 6:40 till 7:30 is opening ceremonies, so you got a little bit of time if you want to walk around a little bit later on. Coming up, McKenna Hyatt to the top spot. Now Kinsey Luker to the top spot, 25.032, and she gets by Anna Banana right there. 17. Now it drops to second. Morgan Monroe takes the lead, 24.436. Luker second. LaRue third on the 67. You said you went over there. Did you notice the 67, the font of the 67 looks just like Bubba Schobert's?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. She said that's the same font she uses on her bikes at home where she races.
That was always a good look.
Oh, yeah, I love that 67. I love Bubba Schobert so much that when my dad started racing cars, I made him run number 67 on his race car.
Bubba was a great guy.
From Lubbock, Texas.
Yep.
There goes
Heck
the
of a
10.
rider.
Monroe just goes by the inside. There's the 67. You
Yeah.
see the font. Looks
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like Mike Hacker or Bubba
Yep,
Schobert,
yep.
just about the same font on that 6 and 7. Morgan Monroe looks really fast, really quick on these Royal Enfields.
Mike was a good guy, too.
He was always easy to find with that gold rims, or the gold, different kind of wheels he had, but the mag wheels were always easy to find. Monroe's at 24.436 at the top spot. Zaria Martin's the Wisconsin rider up there in second. Kinsey Luker from California is in third. It's their only qualifying attempt right here. Faces in this one. Half of them are new, half of them been here for a little while. Checker flag is out. It's going to be for qualifying round number 1 for your Royal Enfield ladies. Singles will be up in just a little bit for their second round of qualifying. Again, if you're here with us, don't forget to stop by that ticket office, get your 50/50 tickets. Half the money goes to the winning ticket holder. The other half goes to Back on Track. And also during opening ceremonies, we're going to draw the winning ticket holder for that XR 750 Harley-Davidson that's got Brian Smith's numbers on it. All right, welcome for you race fans that are here with us. We've got the practice and qualifying happening out here at the Mission Dallas Half Mile, sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, and our partner over there at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. Hope you fans are having some fun. We've got practice taken care of. Now, round 1 of qualifying is all in the books.
Taking a look at the rider's perspective here at Devil's Bowl Speedway. Riding with Dalton Gauthier.
There you go.
Through 1 and 2, up the hill, down the back chute.
Grabbing another gear right there. And now down into 3. Still going downhill into 4. Here comes the wall. It'll come up quick. Oh,
man.
166 bouncing off the wall. We didn't get to see that spot or that shot earlier, Ralph.
And that's as far out as you can go, right?
Yeah, that's maxed.
That's
use of the track. Dalton Gautier looked like he's actually tucking in on the front straightaway, trying to get it, or that's the back straightaway, trying to get as low as he can. Try to come off a little bit lower off of turn number 4 onto that front straightaway. Grabbing a gear. You can hear him shifting. Yeah,
Boy, they get out near that wall, don't they?
Yeah, usually you're rubbing walls or guardrails on the inside of the track, but here at the Devil's Bowl, that front straightaway wall comes up really quick. They call it flat track, but it's far from flat here today.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Uphill in 1 and 2, downhill in 3 and 4. A couple of rumble strips right in the middle of the corner, right about there. You can see the front forks going up and down a little bit. Appreciate Dalton Gautier using the onboard camera. Kind of working that front end right there, trying to slow it down with the front end.
Boy, he's really got it tipped over.
Lean it in the corner.
That front stretch wall is going to be kind of like Darlington here, right? You guys are going to end up with a Darlington stripe on their leathers.
The Devil's Bowl stripe.
Not sure that's going to be the preferred way to go, huh?
It's sure hard to see right there that they're going uphill and then back downhill. It's deceiving. Not as much when you're here in person, but definitely when you're watching it right here, you can definitely, you're going uphill. You start the uphill climb right here.
Yep. When you're standing on the backstretch over here along the fence line, which you can do and look out, it's very evident.
Definitely. He's going a little bit wider over here, but he's got that thing laid way over. He'll stand it straight up right about here. It barely got
Right
stood
there.
there. It just stood straight up for about a split second. And lean it over in turns 1 and 2. Going around the bumps, up over those bumps. It was a little bit wet right there in turn number 2. Grabbing another gear off of 2. Really going downhill now to the bottom of the racetrack off of 4. Onto the front straightaway.
Checker flag. Well, we're going to come right back to the Devil's Bowl Speedway here in Mesquite, Texas. More of the Mission Dallas Half Mile coming your way after these words.
Memorial Day weekend, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing roars onto the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky.
We're ready to go racing. Massive championship implications here.
Meet your favorite riders. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend with Progressive American Flat Track. The Red Mile, presented by Indian Motorcycle of Lexington. Saturday, May 27th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Rev up to get fueled by Mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Not all roofing contractors are created equally. Trust the commercial and industrial roofing experts at Roof Systems of Dallas. Family owned and operated for over 38 years, Roof Systems provides customizable roofing solutions in a timely manner at an affordable price. Roof Systems are a proud sponsor of the Mission Dallas Half Mile and JCS Racing Super Twins rider Brandon Robinson. Don't put your roof in the hands of just anyone. Choose the professionals at Roof Systems of Dallas.
DCT is an automatic transmission. You heard right. The Honda DCT is a fully automatic transmission. For a motorcycle, it'll shift faster than you can, at the right time, right speed, and right RPM. And when you want to shift for yourself, use paddle shifters mounted on the left handlebar. Take a DCT demo on a new Honda Africa Twin and other available models. Schedule your DCT demo right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda.
Progressive American Flat Track Championship season.
Kicker Performance Audio. For almost 50 years, we've been rocking the planet with our world-class product covering everything that drives you, whether in your car, truck, boat, motorcycle, side-by-side, or even on your head. Kicker Performance Audio's passion for bringing you your favorite music like you've never heard it before is what drives us. So wherever you need us, Kicker Performance Audio will be there for you.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Super 73 is an American lifestyle adventure brand based in Orange County, California, that develops products to help fuse motorcycle heritage with youth culture. Founded in 2016, Super 73 has quickly grown into one of the most recognizable electric vehicle brands in the world with a passionate customer base, including A-list celebrities, professional athletes, and many more. Klotz Synthetic Lubricants is proud to be the official lubricant of American Flat Track and 8-time AFT national champion Jared Meese. Family owned and made in America since 1959, Klotz has built its reputation by answering the call of racers and performance enthusiasts who won't settle for anything less than superior synthetic lubricants. Racers and performance buffs around the world rely on Klotz to get them to the checkered flag. Order today at klotzlube.com.
KTM, ready to race.
Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com.
S&S Cycle was born from a passion for racing and has spent over 60 years building high performance for the power sports market. All the while, racing has remained at our core, from the Bonneville Salt Flats to championships in Progressive American Flat Track. S&S is the go-to for high performance on and off the racetrack. Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. The race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
On Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing. returns to the legendary Sacramento mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Devil's Bowl Speedway. It sounds like an old Western showdown. And that is exactly what we're going to see here tonight. This track is a D-shaped half mile with a 15-degree elevation change on the backstretch. Now, riders are going to be carrying all that downward momentum into 3 and out of 4, and this wall comes up awful quick. When we were here in 2020, it claimed a whole lot of foot pegs, and that is something the riders are going to have to be aware of and conscious of in the racing here tonight. So, Ralph, Scotty, time to let those ponies run.
I love it.
I do too.
Did you get a cowboy hat while you were out here?
I didn't. She got here a day early to go get a cowboy hat.
You're from Oklahoma. You should have just brought one with you.
I don't own a cowboy hat.
Oh, you have to.
I don't. I don't know. I'm not a true cowboy.
You even cheer for Oklahoma State, right?
I do. Only,
and they are the Cowboys, right?
I cheer for
Oklahoma State is the Cowboys, right?
If they're not playing Oklahoma, I'm a Sooner fan.
Oh.
See, my daughter went to Oklahoma State, so when they're playing,
my bad.
Exactly, when they're playing, I will cheer for them, not wholeheartedly, but I'll support her school unless they're playing OU.
But OU, their thing is when they score a touchdown, it's the chuck wagon that comes out onto the field, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Look.
I don't think it'll fit my big head.
That just about fits right.
Yeah, up on top.
Right on top of the point.
It doesn't want to mess up my hair.
It's right on top of the point.
Don't mess up my hair. There we go. All right. Thanks, Kristen. No, I'm not from Oklahoma. I'm originally from South Dakota, see, so I don't know how you're supposed to wear this thing. Is that it? Thanks, Kristen. That's it.
And Kristen, the guy that does Richard Petty's hat's Charlie One Horse. Yeah, that's the one you want. Now, Kristen's hat's pretty cool, too. The guy that does all the hats for Yellowstone, you've never seen it, right?
I know what it is, though.
Okay. He did Kristen's hat, and he does a $2 bill. When you get one of his hats, if he's actually there, he shaped it, did the whole thing, and then signed the $2 bill. Right
there you go.
Right in front of the light. Isn't that cool?
There you go. And he puts it inside
the hat.
The brim.
What's his name, Kristen?
And what's the playing card? What's
Jason Greeley?
What's the playing card for? Oh, you. Wow.
There's a whole thing.
Okay, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. All right, here we go. Back. I don't think it fits. I'm leaving it like this. There we go. Yeah. Looks like I have a extra tall head.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a... and Woody.
Woody from Toy Story? A Toy Story.
Oh, whoa, trouble. Ooh. Hang on.
What?
Don't move.
Say there's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot?
Right, how did I win this bet to sit right here and get the hat? I don't know how I won this job right here. Man. Oh, look. Exactly.
Huh. There's that look.
Yep, there you go.
And
Thanks,
then
Pete.
there's the other look.
I love your hat.
That's a great hat.
Thanks, Pete.
She can pull it off.
A lot better than I can.
Way better than either one of us. I can't give you any grief over that.
Yeah, there's no hats in this
I can
boot.
give you grief over being from Oklahoma and not having a cowboy hat, though. Do you have cowboy boots?
No. I don't.
Do you have an extra large belt buckle?
No. Man.
That's.
I'm not a cowboy.
They might ask for your Oklahoma card back when you try to cross back into the border.
They can have it. I'm from South Dakota. I claim that. I'm not from Oklahoma. I just happen to live there.
You just reside there.
Correct. There you go. Just like you're not from Charlotte, but that's
I'm
where
a Californian.
You live. There you go. So.
What?
Sacramentan.
Sacramentan. Yes.
Sacramentan.
How about our Kings, by the way?
Man, they're playing hard.
Playing pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
Playing pretty good.
Yep.
Not playing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. There's a lot of fast racers from the state of Texas.
2- and 4-wheel.
Yep, I'm with you.
AJ Foyt, let's start right there.
All right.
I mean, you got to start there.
Well, that's 4 wheels. The Bullet Bob Ewell was a legend at this racetrack in
Terry
cars.
Poovey.
Terry Poovey. He's
Bubba
our
Schober.
Grand Marshal.
Kevin Schwantz.
Colin Edwards.
Yeah.
Ben Spees.
Ben Spees. I thought maybe we'd see Ben out here tonight since he lives in the Dallas area.
Mike Hale.
Mike Hale. That's a great one there.
Willie McCoy.
Yeah.
Greg
Willie
Teague.
McCoy.
All the Sherbs. Scott Sherb, an 883 champion, and his four boys,
yeah,
the
absolutely.
Sherbs.
Johnny Rutherford.
Wow, I forgot he was from Texas.
Three-time Indy 500 winner.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Was it Eddie Hill?
Eddie Hill was from
Wichita Falls,
Texas.
I think, yeah. And
It sure was. Eddie and Ursi.
I wasn't even thinking about the four wheels. I was thinking about all the fast guys from Texas on two wheels.
Yeah.
Billy Herndon used to be number 19. He always wore yellow leather, so he's always easy to be found out there on the
Easy to pick
racetrack.
out.
Yep.
Texas Tornado.
Yep. There's a lot of fast guys from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So the Brooks up there in Wisconsin said, if I wear that hat, they need to teach me how to ride a horse. I'm with you. If I have to wear the cowboy hat, I guess I need to ride a horse too. Oh, man.
Getting abused.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Deservedly so, or just abuse.
Yep. Have to ride me a horse. Here they come. Second round of qualifying for your Parts Limited AFT singles, sponsored by Kicker. Quick time so far in the singles. It's been the 48, the sleeper. Trent Lowe, 2:1.660. Fastest in practice, fastest in the first round of qualifying, but Dalton Gautier's out in front. Chase Sadoff, the only Honda that's been on the podium so far this season. He takes over the lead. Off the two onto the long D-shaped back straightaway.
Here's one for you. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Doug Poland.
There you go. Doug Poland being from Texas. James Ott out there on 19. He got his first career podium at the Texas Motor Speedway half mile.
Somebody saying Schwantz. We'd already said Schwantz.
Yep.
And Kevin was a dirt tracker.
Yep. Colin Edwards, we talked about him a little bit. That's the Texas Tornado boot camp down there in Austin.
Oh, yeah. Tree just brought up the Astrodome.
That's where the season used to start before it moved to Daytona.
Yeah.
We'd start down there with the TT the first night, the short track the second night. I remember going down there as a little bitty kid. My grandpa was actually a quick time down there in the 250 novice class one year. Yeah. I mentioned James Ott because he got his first career podium at Texas Motor Speedway. Well, he's quick time right now here in this second round at 2:1.750. So track is slowing down a little bit. We thought it'd speed up, but I think maybe after the sun goes down, the moisture might come back up. But Ott, the fastest bike on the racetrack, he's caught up to the 79 of Gautier. Gautier hanging on to it right here. Now here comes Ott on the 19. First impressions, Husqvarna.
How about Texas Terry Labonte and his brother Bonnie?
There you go. NASCAR drivers.
Yep. From Corpus Christi.
Yep. Both of them champions, right?
Yes.
In NASCAR. Yeah, really nice guys, yeah.
And Lloyd Ruby was another great racer.
I'm going to take you back. How about Darrell Hurst?
Darrell Hurst
was a winner on the Grand National Circuit from Texas. We can throw Kenny Tolbert in there. He used to race before he became a mechanic.
Yeah, and one that I was thinking, he's not really from Texas, but boy, he spent a whole bunch of time over here racing, would be Freddie Spencer. Freddie from Shreveport, Louisiana, but that's just over the border, right?
Yep. He actually would come up to Oklahoma also when there was a Yukon Speedway in Yukon, Oklahoma, and actually raced against my aunts, both of them.
Freddie's actually helping with the Build Train Race program now on the road racing side. Yeah, he's kind of the Johnny Lewis on the road racing side for the ladies over there. Yeah, it's been great to see.
We had Freddie Spencer at the Daytona Super TT one year as the Grand Marshal. Got to talk to him.
I spent a lot of time calling races with Freddie, just like I do with you over here at American Flat Track. We did a lot of AMA Superbike and road racing stuff, and MotoGP and World Superbike commentary together.
Group 2's rolling onto the racetrack, and they're going to go straight to work. Bromley's out in front. Travis Pettin's been fast all day on the 82 KTM. 51, Cole Zabala. 63 is the Jet, Jared Lowe. 52, Shayna Texter Bauman. 24, Hunter Bauer, the Canadian champ. 151, Cole Fredrickson. 38, Tanner Dean. 99, Kevin Stallings. Santero's on the 75. Bruce Evans on the 26. Clark Maury in the 5th is on the 133. And Olin Kistler on that 155. Watch out for that wall. Here comes Pettin. Looking up the inside. Almost bounced off that wall. This is group number 2. There are 3 groups. And remember, only the fastest 32 move out of qualifying into their heat races. Pettin looks like he's pretty committed to that bottom line, and it's working for him. He's trying to go up the inside of Bromley. Bromley can stick that long left leg out there and kind of block it just a little bit, but that won't hold off the hard charge number 82. He's up to 13th. Travis Pettin to 13th right now. Bromley is 14th, so those top 2 are up there in 13th and 14th. Here comes Pettin. Downshifting going into turn number 3, helping him slow down, keep it on that bottom line. Track is getting racy. You might have some really good racing here tonight. I like how there's 2 different lines, especially in the corners. You can go down below the washboard a little bit, or maybe just one line up, and you can see some of the riders are going way up the racetrack to carry the momentum like you're on the end of a tetherball rope, you know, just get that thing railing around the outside. So one of the riders that's struggling just a little bit here is Cody Kopp, 7th overall, but 14th here in this session. They've either made some changes to go the wrong way, or they're trying some things out here in qualifying, because the thing to get is that $500, you know, Pronto Parts Plus award.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to get that, might as well, you know, try some different things with the setup on your motorcycle. 19, James Ott trying to get that fast time in this round. It's not going to be faster than Trent Lowe in that first round, though. Still up to speed into 3 and to 4th. Ott will be 4th overall. The checkered flag comes out. The track is slowing down a little bit. I think when the sun sets, the moisture will continue to come back up. That's group number 2. One more group to go here in our singles qualifying round number 2. Travis Pettin looking pretty strong on the 82, 9th here in this second round. Slides Chad Coase back to 10th. Justin Jones is 11th. Shayna Texter-Bauman is 12th. Ruth Evans 13th. And Cody Kopp is 14th here in this second round. One more group to go. See the bikes all go over here to the tech tent after they come off the racetrack. They'll check different things when they come off the track. Make sure they have the proper tires, check the fuel.
It was back in the early 90s up to 2000.
Yeah. Here is how you can tell how high the back straightaway is. This is going into turn number 3. The camera's on the flat ground near the front straightaway, and look how high they are up over there in turn 3 and 4.
Yeah. It's like standing on top of a 2-story building, the difference, right?
And what's good about it, when they're back there, they can see the whole track, but what's also good is when you're on the grandstand, you can also see the whole track. So here we go. Final group, AFT singles, final round of qualifying. 55 is Raggio, the Rackley Racing Yamaha. Landon Smith is on the 117. Declan Bender, the 216. Birdsong is on the 149. Casio, the 121. 106 is Podorf. 233, Christian Spurgeon. 270, that's Jess Reynolds. She's from Pennsylvania in her rookie season. 112 is Katie Brown. It's also his rookie season. Logan McGrain, 66, his second season. Jacob Walters on the 176. Wyatt Vaughn, the 107. And Damon Ream is on the 14 bike. These are riders that have not made a main event yet this season, or have very few points if they have made. I think Raggio's got 2 points.
There's a few tracks around the country like this where the back stretch is higher than the front stretch. I know Chicagoland Speedway is that way too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Tree comes in with one of the all-time greats, Carroll Shelby,
Texas,
legendary Texan
native. Wow.
Yeah, that's good. I was thinking of Bobby Marshall, sprint car driver out of Allen, Texas, who's going into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame this June. Looking forward to that induction. He's very deserving of that.
Ralph mentioned earlier, but the World of Outlaws started right here back in 1978.
Yeah.
And one of the locals around here was the Bullet Bob Ewell. I always remember him around number 85. He's just right down the road, I think. Euless, Texas.
That's where Terry Bowie's from.
You're right. So maybe I'm thinking a different town for...
Euless is not far from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, DFW.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Ewell's a little bit closer to that. He was right here in this, like this is his backyard pretty much. Again, if you're here with us, open pit area from 6:40 till about 7:20. come check out the pit area, what's going on. There's a good battle right here with Birdsong on the 149. This is his first pro season, and Logan McGrain on the 66, taking a look over his shoulder. Logan won the World Championship Ice Racing Series points championship this year. Oh, Birdsong got in a little bit too low and goes way up the racetrack. Try to cut that corner a little bit too short as the checkered flag comes out. On the 55 is not on my leaderboard. Must be lower than 26th. Landon Smith was the fastest on the racetrack that round, right there in that group at 117. That's going to be it for singles qualifying. So unofficially, the 48 Trent Lowe is your fast qualifier at the 21.660 for the sleeper. He still doesn't like being called that, but I told him he's going to have to step it up, win a race, so I can stop calling him that.
When you get hooked on one, you just ride it all the way into the ground, don't you?
I won't let it go. I want him to win one. He's up there.
I know you do.
Here's your singles. Round 2 of qualifying. Top 10. The first impressions on each end. Ott first. Chad Coast 10th. Gautier second. Sadoff third. Trent Lowe is fourth. Bruner is fifth. Maxwell sixth. Tom Drain, Morgan Michelin, and Travis Pettin. That's your top 10 of your singles riders in their qualifying round 2. Super Twins back on the racetrack. This is their final round of qualifying. 32, Dallas Daniels, 95, J.D. Beach. The 1 is Meese. The 3 is Breyer Bauman. 67, Fisher. 44 is Robinson. 20, Bike Vanderkoy. 10 is Johnny Lewis. 25, Ben Lau. 37, Bronson Bauman. The 36, Colby Carlisle. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. Final round of qualifying here today. Oh, just got one from Brian Hawkins at home. Said, don't forget Sammy Sweet. He used to be national number 60. He's actually here today. I talked to Sammy earlier. He's over there in the Rogers Racing pit area. Number 60.
How about Larry Edwards?
Give me some more information.
Grand National Short Track Racer.
All right.
And the Texas Motorcycle Hall of Fame.
Cool. Meese taking a look over his shoulder, wanting to see who's coming along with him. That's the 32 Dallas Daniels closing in on Meese. Meese finished 4th both nights when we were here in 2020. Of course, Dallas Daniels won both nights in the singles class. Breyer won both nights in the Super Twins class, leading every lap. Johnny Lewis up to 3rd in this session on the Royal Enfield. Daniels goes to the top spot. Beach in 2nd. Yamaha is 1st and 2nd. Watch Dallas Daniels right here. Got to bounce in the front end just a little bit. Oh, almost laying it down. Man, what a save by the youngster from Mattoon, Illinois. 21.8. A little bit slower than the first round for these Super Twins as well. Meese goes up to 2nd. 21.854 here in this session. Put his best lap in on that last lap, and so does Jared Meese at 21.815 for Meese, 21.817 for Dallas Daniels.
But they were pushing hard.
They have to. Right now, Meese was faster in that first round with a 21.782. So they're doing everything they can to get everything out of the racetrack. You want my stat of the night?
Sure.
Indian has won the last 31 half miles. The last Yamaha half-mile win was back in 1976. It was Kenny Roberts at Terre Haute.
Wow.
We can see that change tonight if those two Yamahas keep running up front.
You ready for this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming at you.
Hit me one time, Ralph.
Okay. You're going to know it as soon as it... Kent Howerton.
Oh, yeah.
San Antonio.
I had no idea.
Thank you, Fro.
Fro?
I couldn't think of it. I was like, I know there's somebody from Texas we're missing. So I texted Fro real quick and I said, famous motocross racers from Texas. Boom, Kent Howerton.
Right away.
Nothing yet.
Right away. Second group. Mission Super Twin, sponsored by S&S Cycle 62. Dan Bromley running both classes today. 109, Billy Ross. 94 is Ryan Wells. 34, Cam Smith. 61, Casey Cisco. 47, Michael Hill. 77, Jordan Harris. 274, Scooter Vernon. 92, Brandon Price. And the 60 making his first race with us here in the 23 season, Nick Armstrong from Norco, California. He built his own motorcycle, Ralph. Frames, everything. Smarter than me.
That's a skill set there.
You know why he runs number 60?
I'm about to know.
Yes, you are. So his dad and his uncle used to help Wayne Rainey, and that was Wayne Rainey's first national number. Yep. There's Nick Armstrong right there going by. Cameron Smith right behind him on the 34. Time to beat 21.815. Brandon Price up to 8 on his first time ever on an XG 750. Number 92, fastest on the racetrack. There goes Wells trying to get by Billy Ross. Here
Just
comes
thinking
Price.
we should have texted Grams.
Graham probably knows.
Graham probably has a bunch of names.
She's at home. We wish you were here, Graham.
Yeah.
You're tuned in on fanschoice.tv.
Just looking forward to seeing her.
Graham and Pop.
No.
Not many bigger flat track fans than Graham, that's for sure. There's Nick Armstrong. Out. So you're asking the outside truck when was the first race she went to, and I'll have to work on that one. Maybe she'll text me and let me know.
You ready for this one?
Yes, sir.
Rick Ware hits.
Yeah.
Rick Ware just chimed in, getting ready to go to Talladega
tomorrow.
Big NASCAR weekend down there for his team.
Right.
How about Steve Stackable?
I don't know Steve. No. Yeah. Help me out.
Mako rider.
Okay.
Factory Mako rider.
Oh, motocross. I got you. Okay.
Good one, Rick. That's great.
Cameron Smith right there in that 34 Yamaha. Yeah,
we might have to do this everywhere we go, right?
Yeah, people are chiming in.
Well, then next round of Ventura, we'll have to split California in half. We'll have to do famous SoCal guys and famous NorCal guys.
Yeah,
we got Speedway guys.
Yeah. Two-wheel, four-wheel.
Speaking of which, Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz came and hung out with us in the announcer's booth at the Long Beach Grand Prix last weekend. Yeah. You know, he's going to start racing Speedway again this weekend.
Really?
It will be his 48th consecutive season of racing Speedway.
Getting up there with Ronnie Jones.
Right up there with RJ. Can you imagine that? 48 consecutive years.
Well, he's only 48 years old, isn't he?
No, he's a little bit more than that. Looks great, doing great, but man, let's see how Boogaloo is. What a great nickname, right? Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz.
I wonder who gave that to him.
I don't remember that story.
I don't either. We'll have to figure that one out. I just want to say thanks to Bert Sumner, who always gives me the stats of the week. Sean Brassfield, former AFT promoters, tuning in up there in the suite number 5. Say hello to them for joining us. And thanks also going out to Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. There was an autograph session there last night, and a lot of those folks are here with us. So welcome on board here to the Mission Dallas Half Mile, sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas.
Bobby is 66 years old.
Wow.
Getting ready for his 48th season.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Speedway kicks off this weekend in Southern California. Costa Mesa and Industry, both running. One runs on Wednesday and one runs on Saturday. Unfortunately, we're going to miss them while we're in Ventura.
Up next will be our first actual race of the day. It's the Royal Enfield Build Train Race Ladies. They'll have one heat race with all 10 of the riders, and they will all qualify for their main event, which will be later on during our main event part of the program here today.
Well, you can see how strong that breeze is blowing. Look at that American flag just whipping in the wind.
Straight on out.
Straight down the backstretch.
Crowd starting to fill in here today. There it is. This is from the infield side, going to the back straightaway. So it'll really blow them down the back straightaway into turn 3, it looks like.
Yeah.
Again, if you're here with us, welcome to the Devil's Bowl Speedway. If you want to get your 50-50 tickets, get them at the ticket counter. And that's where the prize will be held as well. Ed Beckley is here, race promoter. Actually worked some of my earlier races of my career for Ed Beckley. He does monster trucks, arena cross, tractor pulls, does a little bit of everything. There's some happy Texas fans right there.
Folks see free shit.
Yeah, don't get that ketchup on your Texas
on that nice
Aggie
white
shirt. I don't know if that, man, that might not come out.
Yeah.
They got it kind of under control that weekend. So I went.
Bucket of chicken. What we got going on here? She's got, looks like she's got burrito
action.
Chili pie. Frito chili pie.
Frito chili pie action over there.
Some people call those walking tacos.
Yeah.
So they get one lap to check out the racetrack. This will be our first race of the day. This is a qualifying heat race for the ladies of the Royal Enfield Build Train Race program. Just like the AFT classes, they get one lap to check it out. Put a little bit of heat in those tires. They'll line them up and turn them loose. Morgan Monroe will be on the pole. She's on the number 10. Zaria Martin's on the 08. Will start second. Kinsey Luker will start third, number 17. Shasta LaRue on the 67. That will be your front row. Row 2, 81 McKenna Hyatt. 156 Morgan Pillar. 800 Anna Serena. 182 Justine Marsh. That's row number 2. Row 3, it's the 15 of Mia Reese. And the 7, Mariah Hummer. They're all on Royal Enfield INT 650s. They've converted into flat trackers, added their own flair to their motorcycles, put their own style of number plates on there, and dress them up however they want. There's Zaria waving to the crowd up there. Morgan Monroe with us. Brad Jones thinks a Royal Enfield's going to win this race. Rob, what do you think?
Well, that's why we're trying to get him in the Hall of Fame, for that kind of knowledge.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
That's the kind of knowledge that gets you in there.
That's
that sort of expertise guarantees you a spot. All right, here we go. Waiting for this one to get underway.
I'll do it. We need a 10-second card guy.
You and your cowboy hat.
Yes.
Green light, we're racing. First race of the night here at Devil's Bowl, and jumping into the lead, Kinsey Luker on the 17.
Andrew Luker's wife will lead him off of turn number 2.
Zaria Martin's on the 8, chasing.
The 10 was right there. Morgan Monroe in third. They're side by side for second and third. Going into turn number 3, it's heat race number 1.
Yeah, give the edge to the 10 of Morgan Monroe.
Zaria Martins goes up the racetrack a little bit in 3 and 4, trying the high line. 17 out front. Kinsey Luker in the lead.
This will be a short race too, Scotty.
5 laps to
Just
get it
5
done.
laps,
Zaria blows the corner down there in turns 1 and 2. The top 2 start to pull away.
Yeah, Kinsey's going to have company here real quick. Morgan Monroe's chasing her down.
Morgan was
looking inside here.
She was faster in practice, but they had a good battle going on. You mentioned it, that they might have a good race, and they sure do.
Here comes Morgan. She has caught her. Looking onto the outside as they go down into 1 and 2. Now she'll move to the inside. That might make the move.
Oh,
Kinsey bobbles. Big bobble there. She hangs on, and Morgan takes advantage going down into turn number 3.
Kinsey still running the high line. Looks like she's committed to run up there. Morgan running the bottom. Kinsey coming back on the outside.
Yeah, she runs out of track as she gets up along that wall. Morgan comfortably in the lead now by about a bike length as they sweep down into 1 and 2. She gets a little too wide.
Kinsey follows her up the racetrack. I think she's trying to learn, and I think she learned to maybe keep it down a little bit lower that next time. Heat race number 1. Only one heat race for the Royal Enfield Build Train Race program. White flag is out. Morgan Monroe, Kinsey Luker.
This is big for these ladies, though. Going down there and talking to some of them earlier today, there was a lot of nerves, a lot of anxious, nervous energy for their first race of the 2023 season. So I think they'll all feel a lot better no matter where they finish, just getting this first one out of the way.
And getting this first heat race over with and get lined up for the main event. I mean, some of these ladies have never raced flat track before. Here they come.
Putting a lap of Mariah Hummer. There's a checker flag. The win goes to Morgan Monroe. Second will go to Kinsey Luker. And just taking third is going to be Zaria Martins, just in front of Shasta.
Shasta LaRue on the 67. Here comes the rest of the ladies.
Anna Banana on the 800 is going to finish in 7th. There's the 15 coming across the line. Mia Reese and Mariah Hummer rounds out the field.
There you go. That was heat race number 1. Only heat race for the ladies. We're going to have an open paddock here. If you're here with us in Mesquite, Texas, now is the time to come to the pit area. Go outside turns 1 and 2 around to the pits. And the pit area will be open from here just a few minutes until about 7:20. We have opening ceremonies there in the infield of the racetrack at 7:30. All right, so again, paddock is open. Come around outside turns 1 and 2 from right now until about 7:20. While we take a break in the action, we'll take a look back from round number 4 from Phoenix, Arizona. We'll be back on the track at 7:30.